Hey guys, it's Tay. I am painting a little shelf thing that I can hang above my sink in my kitchen, and it can also hold a towel. But I felt inclined to make this random video because okay, I don't need to explain myself all the time. I've been thinking about making a video about self-love today. Like this morning it came to my mind and I wrote it down. And so I kind of wanted to explain that. I'm going to paint the back. Kind of wanted to explain like my journey with self-love. Oh, and sorry, I literally got paint all over myself, so I had to quickly wash it off. But yeah, let me tell you about my self-love journey and what I learned at my last therapy appointment. So, ever since I was little, I've been really negative. My sister used to tell me I was pessimistic, so that was cool. I spent a lot of time like fighting, trying not to be pessimistic and it not working, and then just being like, fuck it, you know? And now I'm 35 years old. Well, almost 35. I shouldn't age myself quite yet. I'm almost 35, and it's taking me a long freaking time to really figure out how to love myself and like really why it's so important. And like so many people talk about it and it always is like self-love, like it sounds so stupid, honestly, but I'm at that point where I understand it. Okay, so I used to be really negative, like anybody that did me wrong, you know, cut them out of my life or talk shit about them, whatever, right? Project my own shit. And I've realized that now, that I used to be like that. And I also realize there's a lot of reasons why I was behaving that way. And a lot of those reasons are not because of me. And I can realize that now, and I can realize like I've been through some shit and I've also gotten myself through some shit, you know? And like doing that for 34 years, you realize really the only one you have is yourself in your entire life. Like, sure, family this, family that, but let me tell you, family doesn't really mean shit. And I'm not trying to be pessimistic about that, and let me tell you why. So I have had a very strange relationship with all of my family, you know, ever since I've been young, you know, and my dad, he remarried 3 times, and I was always trying to fight for my dad's love. You know, I lived with my dad when my parents divorced when I was 6. And so I was always trying to, like, please my dad, and it never worked. Like, even as I got older, it just pushed him away. And, like, I also realized that, like, I had family members that were toxic and like saying things to me about like other family members, and it's like as you get older you start to realize that maybe some of those things weren't true, And so I have found myself in the last few years like taking accountability for stuff like that. Like um when my dad married his third wife, who he's with now, at first I really liked her, but then I had my sisters talking in my ear, talking shit about her, and I was a child, and so I didn't know better. And I can see that now, and I've talked to my stepmom, and I've told her, like, hey, I know that my sisters and I, we were not the coolest stepkids around, and I just want to kind of like explain to you my perspective. And so I kind of told her my point of view, and I said, now that I'm older and like get to know you and like see what kind of person you are with your own children, like I realized that maybe you're not as bad as I was told. And like, sure, of course she's gonna annoy me sometimes. Like, she does have a really loud, annoying voice when she drinks too much. But like overall, like she's a pretty good person, you know what I mean? And like I hear it from people all the time that have worked with her. Like, oh yeah, she's a great person. And like I never related to it before because I saw it through the lens of my sisters. And as I've gotten older, my sisters and I, our trauma bonds have gotten more intense. Like, they had gotten more intense, and like every time we hung out, it was like to talk shit about like everybody on the list, And yeah, sure, like sometimes it was fun, but like overall, it just kind of felt icky and like mean girl, you know what I mean? And so, and I realized it wasn't normal. Like most normal, happy families don't experience it like that. You know what I mean? Like it was all the time. Like we screenshots, like talking shit, and it was just like a lot. And then, yeah. So I don't know. It's just made me realize a lot about myself and like learning that I can trust myself and I can trust what I see and I can maybe my experience is different than my sister's, but if it is, I can figure it out on my own, and over the years I've grown further apart from my sisters, and I've definitely struggled with it a lot. Still do, because they're my sisters. I miss them so much. Like, we have so much fun when we are together. Like, but I felt like we just kind of needed to go on our own paths and like figure out our own stuff. And so also I've learned that the friends that you meet and you like become close with, even when you call them like bestie or whatever, like I've had a lot of best friends in my life, okay? Like I do get along with a lot of different types of people. Like I have a wide variety of friends. Like, you know what I mean? Like I can get down with the punk rockers, I can hang out with the hippies, I can hang out with the goth people. I love metal. I also love Elvis. I also love is like opposite. I mean, I'm a Britney Spears fan. Pop is my jam. Elvis Presley is, love him. So I love all these types of things, and that kind of like got to be too much, sorry, but I don't know, like the more I experience my own life and like I can listen to my own music and like kind of think about it in my own way, and it's shaped me into who I am. And just because you make all these different types of friends, and it doesn't matter if they're a hippie or if they're a business owner, or it doesn't matter if they make their own clothes, whatever it is, they have their own life too, and more than likely that person is not going to be in your life for the rest of your life. At least that's just how I feel. And that's okay. You know, you've probably heard the saying, what is it? Some people are in your life for a season, a reason, or for life, or something like that. It's, the saying is way cooler. Look it up on Google, but I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, I've just realized that like the only person I'm gonna have forever is me. And I had therapy last week or the week before, I can't remember. And I was talking to her about my sister. And I've talked about her on here before, but we don't really talk. Like, we'll send like a happy birthday text or card, maybe sometimes. Other times we don't, and it's made me realize that I don't deserve to be treated like that. And just because she's my sister, it doesn't mean it's okay, and it doesn't mean that I should just forgive her and that I feel like I can forgive her. I'm a person who's really deep on communication, and it's been almost 6 years. I've offered to talk through mail, sending letters, writing. I've confronted her to her face, and still I have gotten nothing. And so I told my therapist that I'm sick of it. I don't deserve to be treated like this. I shouldn't have to ask for forgiveness or whatever the hell, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know, and I don't think that's fair to me, and I need to move on. And so I said something along those lines, and my therapist says, she stops and she looks at me and she's like, wow, it really feels like you're really practicing self-love or something. The way she worded it, it just made me kind of stop and like think about it, because I was like, you're right, you know? And the reason why it's so crazy to me now is I have felt so long like I'm nothing. Nobody cares about me. I didn't really think I'd be crying on camera right now, but here I am. At least you know it's not AI. A lot of that out there. No, when I was younger, I remember my parents divorced when I was 6. And I was the only child that had to go visit my mom every other weekend. My sisters were a little bit older and they could make their own choice, I guess. And So I had to go to my mom's every other weekend, 2 hours away by myself. And I spent a lot of time, like, sometimes my mom, we did things, like we sometimes went to the zoo or the park and, the mall or whatever. But like a lot of other times I was by myself, and, and I just remember like feeling so sad as a child, which is kind of seems silly to think about, but it also makes me think like, why was I so sad? But I remember my mom would put me to bed. I'd get in the covers and I'd ask her to tuck me in on both sides. And she would, and then she'd stand in the doorway and she'd say, "I love you." And I'd say, "Nobody loves me." And now I look back and just think that's the saddest freaking thing. And I'm sure it broke my mom's heart. So, and now I'm standing up for what I believe in, and I'm saying what I feel like I need to say. I'm not being silent with how I feel. If somebody wants to call me out and like say that, whatever, like I will definitely take accountability. I'm open for conversation. Like, please, if you don't agree with me, tell me why. Like, I'm genuinely curious, and I don't know. I just feeling like protecting my energy lately, and like I need to just focus more on myself, and I know by doing that I'm going to just gain more self-love, and I'm excited for that because everybody says it's amazing, right? And so what I plan on doing probably soon to try and like protect myself a little more and like keep my head on straight, I think I'm gonna like slowly try and do less social media, like not saying less YouTube, because I don't really like post anything, you know what I mean? But I find myself scrolling on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. And the first one that I want to get rid of is Facebook. Like, I'm sick of Facebook. It's so divided. There's so much fake information on there. There's a lot of fake pages, and it's disgusting. And I can't understand why people are falling for all this BS, and I don't know. I don't want to do it anymore, honestly. I have better things to worry about than all of this. Like, I want to make a change, not fight on the fucking internet. You know what I mean? And most of the time when I do reach out on social media, I don't fucking hear back anyway. So like honestly, I don't see the point. So Facebook, I want to get rid of that one. TikTok is probably going to be on there too because they have new owners and now they're probably going to censor everything and they're going to make you watch everything right wing, and I'm not like, I'm trying not to be nervous about the next 3 years. to be completely honest with you. And I know a lot of people feel the same way as me. And I know there's a lot of people that don't feel the same way as me. And that is worrisome. But at the same time, I hope they're right, you know? But right now, the signs are not looking good if you compare history notes. So I just feel like I have a lot more learning to do, and I'm not gonna do. Oh, cat. I feel like I have a lot more learning to do, and that's just not gonna happen when I'm scrolling fake shit on Facebook and TikTok, and sure Instagram too. But I like Instagram. I feel like it's a little bit better, but it's still really toxic. So I just need to go through like who I follow and unfollow the toxic ones, because yeah. I'm definitely going to be spending more time like not on social media. I'm going to be supporting the people that support the good cause, and probably going to start like seeing if I can make my own lotions or something. I don't know, we'll see. Times be getting weird, so I need to go inward and find the answer inside of me. As stupid as that sounds, I do think it is a possibility. So, anyway, that's my little story on self-love. Animals help, but I know they won't be here forever. So, I'll just have to keep on keeping on, and yeah. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me that self-love is really hard, and you're the only one who's going to be there your entire life? Like, you might let yourself down, but you have to get up the next morning, which means you didn't give up on yourself. Which says a lot, because a lot of people give up on you, right? And that's not because of you, it's because of them. Most of the time. So, it took me a while to realize that. You guys think about it. Let me know what you think about it. If you have anything to add. Sunday, going live with Fishy at Go Fish Office. We do a weekly check-in. We go live every Sunday at 6:30 Central Time for an hour. And we check in with you guys, the comments, or the watchers, whatever, viewers. And we also share how our week went. We don't sugarcoat it. So if we're pissed off about something, we'll tell you about it. But yeah, and then for the rest of the time, we play a game, or we do something different every week. So this last week we did Would You Rather? Mental Health Edition. The week before, what did we do? God, what did we do the week before? Jokes. We did jokes that week. Was that the first week we did something? I feel like we did something else. But we also have breathing. We have coloring/drawing. We have stretching. Oh, we also did a episode where we shared our favorite song, our favorite podcast, our favorite movie, and something else. So you can go back and watch those. Those are on Fishy's page. So she puts it up on her Go Fish Office page, or she puts it on Fishy Flying Free. That's her mental health page. But I'm not sure if I'm able to like put it on my page. I really don't care. It doesn't really matter. But maybe one of these times I can go live, like just solo. I don't know if that's an option. Probably need a certain amount of followers, but could be an option. Just keep that in mind. Because, yeah, I have a lot to share. I don't really have anyone to share it with. And, yeah, so that is all I'm going to say. Here is my shelf. Pretty excited to try it out. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Peace.